now it's time to revel in the creepy, strange weirdness of CPAC. Okay. Got some clips here. Aaron Rupar is the Vox guy. His politics aren't that great, I'll be honest, but I follow for the clips because he's just one of these guys. There are a few of these people online who are just clipping stuff. They are just clipping. This is a funny tweet. CPAC 2021 and everybody holding Hillary accountable. Yeah, they're still talking about Hillary Clinton. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they're talking about Hugo Chavez stealing this last election. So I'm sure even after she's dead, they are going to be talking about her still, blaming her, talking about her emails. Let's see. This is one of the funniest moments so far. This is the CPAC, which is Conservative Political Action Conference. Famously, Sacha Baron Cohen, made his way into either last year or the year before. Oh, it was last year, right as the coronavirus was starting. And, he snuck, Borat too. He snuck in a KKK robe and then came out in a Donald Trump costume. Very hilarious moment. Go watch Borat too. But here are the hosts basically pleading with their audience, please wear the masks. Please wear your masks. And it is very funny because they go for the libertarian argument. This is private property. We need to respect private property, the owners, because we love ownership and property. Listen to this.
At this CPAC to talk about the Bill of Rights. But I also want to mention one thing, and I know this might sound like a little bit of a downer, but we also believe in property rights, and this is a private hotel. And we believe in the rule of law, so we need to comply with the laws of this county that we're in. But a private hotel, just like your house, gets to set its own rules. Carly, our CPAC director.
Well, as Dan mentioned, we are in a private facility, and we do want to be respectful of the ordinances that they have as their private property. So please, everyone, when you're in the ballroom, when you're seated, you should still be wearing a mask. So if everybody can go ahead, work on that. I know it's not the most fun.
You have
They're yelling freedom.
the right. You have the right to set the own rules in your own house, and we're borrowing somebody else's house. So we need to comply with their rules.
Guys, this is a perfect parable for the dichotomy of the conservative ruling class elite and the people that they pander to and propagandize to. This encapsulates it perfectly. The right-wing crowd screaming freedom, with no mask on. We want to demand the freedom to be super spreaders. CPAC, I mean, guys, do you remember the what spread coronavirus across the country for the second wave? It was the Sturgill, North Dakota motorcycle rally, which, famously Trump gloated about his biker support. We have so many bikers, tremendous boat parades. We got boat parades. We have bikers, so much support, right? And they spread coronavirus all over the damn country because they couldn't put their little bike conference on hold. It looks like CPAC is shaping up to be a bit of a super spreader event itself. Who knows? Valor, it's like they're talking to the crowd like it's a group of children. Well, so, God, there's so many weird things. Of course, they are repeating the Antifa did it defense of January 6th. Listen to this guy.
I don't know. I mean, I go back to what I said before. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people there. The Antifa was there. BLM was there. MAGA people were there. Yeah. Everybody was there.
So they're just trying to be like, everybody was there. BLM, Antifa, MAGA people, just trying to make it all a wash, trying to just make it all, blur the lines. It's just all, it's just, we can't be held accountable. Of course, Ted Cruz. Let's see. Wow. So he's going to make a joke about his cowardice in Texas. Let's hear it.
God bless CPAC. I gotta say, Orlando is awesome. It's not as nice as Cancun.
Isn't that funny when he left his home state while his constituents were freezing to death to go to Cancun and was publicly humiliated by it and then had to return? Yeah, that's so funny. Let's see. He's goofing on masks. Don't need to hear that. More about wearing masks. Just like a lot of mask talk, you know. He's there without his mask. Crowd ain't wearing masks. You know this guy's already got a vaccine or at least one shot for sure. Like, so he's, you know, he feels comfortable in a crowd doing this. Oh, look, listen to this. He's going to openly gloat about how much Republicans fantasize about shooting black people and leftists to death. Let's hear that really quick.
I remember there were reports that riots were going to come into suburban, mostly peaceful, fiery but mostly peaceful. There were reports riots were going to come into the suburbs. I got to tell you, in Houston, where I live, there weren't any rioters. Because let's be very clear, if there had been, they would discover what the state of Texas thinks about the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms.
We want to shoot you. We definitely want to shoot these people. And, you know, like with all the anti-mask stuff and those people yelling freedom before, that's how old Teddy Cruz ended it too.
In the immortal words of William Wallace, freedom!
Isn't it funny how this, like, that kind of yelling, like, totally torpedoed Howard Dean, right? Yeah, remember that? We're gonna go to Wisconsin, and we're gonna go to yeah! And here's Ted Cruz.
In the immortal words of William Wallace, freedom!
And this is just like tame now in the Republican Party. It's just like not even a big deal. And of course they're repeating the election lies. You know, they held a panel discussion about saying how the election was stolen. Let's hear just a second.
Follow those principles, we wouldn't be sitting here today talking about an election that none of us can wrap our heads around. And we're going to talk about the how, but before we do, let's find out what happened. Why didn't the judges, why didn't the media, why didn't they look at all this evidence that was collecting everywhere?
So guys, really quick, I sat in a Republican Central Committee meeting here in Santa Barbara County a few years ago, like in 2017, 2018. And they were organizing for the midterms, okay? Or it definitely was 2017. And they had this whole presentation about voter fraud by this woman who just claimed, or I mean, I have all this evidence and this and this and that. And literally all she had was anecdotes about sitting at a polling place in Isla Vista, which is near Santa Barbara where UCSB is, and seeing girls who looked the same, right? They come back with hats on and different clothes. And oh boy, but no proof, no actual evidence, just sitting there and probably profiling people. They all look alike to her, I'm sure. And, it's funny. I remember I knew somebody at the meeting and they were texting me under the table like, oh my God, I hate this stuff. Like, oh, this is so embarrassing. So there is some recognition by some Republicans that they're playing a game here. There are true believers, don't get me wrong, but there are plenty who know this is a sick, sad game that they're playing about voter fraud. And I remember her saying clearly, and you know what? When we look at all the numbers, I think President Trump won in a landslide. And remember, Trump, lost the popular vote by 3 million. So let's see. And so the lying is so bad that one of these broadcasters of CPAC has to cut in and give a disclaimer.
3 different states, 42,000 votes, 45,000 votes, something like that, and we would have had an electoral college vote of 269 to 269.
There's a lot of sensitive topics that are being talked about right now. We want everyone to do your own research to complete small disclosure that we do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just quickly, although we are broadcasting these speakers, we want to provide you with that. It does not mean that we necessarily believe or support all of their beliefs of every single speaker speaker talking today, so make sure that you research everything. You talk to your healthcare physicians, whether it's regarding COVID or medical information, and if it's election related, just look it up. Look everything up, and we are just not endorsing any speakers for the event. Again, we are...
Isn't that hilarious? So they're telling, like, talk to your doctor about COVID. Maybe don't listen to this thing that we're broadcasting and trying to promote. And also, just the election probably wasn't stolen, but we're just listening. We're just listening to people. So keep in mind, this is like one of the first days of this. Trump is supposed to show up on Thursday. A bunch of people have already talked. Just ghouls like Matt Gaetz, other Republican senators, Tom Cotton, the guy who's let's send in the military against Black Lives Matter. Let's see, just people, they're complaining about cancel culture. There's so much to wade through. Let me see here. There's also, they're vilifying teachers. Listen to this. They outside, they see a CNN reporter, Jim Acosta, who they love to hate. And this lady says, "Get him. Let's get him." You hear that? Get him. Get him. So they love to hate journalists. If you didn't think, so Trump's going to talk on Sunday. And, he's already threatened to start a third party, the Patriot Party, which, guys, if you know any Republican in your life who's like, these Republicans are all rhinos, we need a Patriot Party, just tell them, yeah, no, we're so scared you're going to do that. Oh, my God, it would totally overtake all the parties. Let them do it, man. Let them hobble the Republican Party as much as possible. That would be fantastic. But if you think the idea of Trump running in 2024 isn't, that'll never happen. Remember, people thought Trump was never going to happen. But Mitch McConnell, after clearly saying President Donald Trump deserves, he had direct responsibility for January 6th. He said that, but he's also, he's kind of gotten over it, like all of that. Because listen to what McConnell had to say on Fox just recently.
Between now and 24. Well, there's a lot to happen between now and 24. I've got at least 4 members that I think are planning on running for president, plus some governors and others. There's no incumbent. Should be a wide open race and fun for you all to cover.
If the president was the party's nominee, would you support him?
The nominee of the party? Absolutely.
So he's ready to support Donald Trump. He's thrown in on he will support him. The guy who incited an insurrection against the country, who went against the Constitution, the functions of our Constitution, who made it so for the first time in modern American history, there was not a peaceful transfer of power. His own supporters immolated themselves on the Capitol building, dying in the process, trying to stop the constitutional functionings of our government. That's the Republican Party that exists today. They haven't learned anything about coronavirus, pretty much why they were so soundly defeated in 2020. Haven't learned a damn thing. Don't care. It's just more of the same. Trump really has molded the party in his image. He took it to a place I think a lot of voters, wanted it to go, but the Republicans would, they would kind of put the racism more in between the lines. They were a little more discreet about things. But it just took this bombastic, sociopathic reality TV billionaire character to take the party where it is today. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. This has been Political Pain, February 26, 2021. Going over lots of stuff. I hope you enjoyed it.